What's up, everybody? How you doing? Today I'm here with Gary Watts. Oh, probably my favorite instructor ever. And you know what? I want him to help teach how to make your first carved turn. Most snowboarders never actually make a carved turn. It's a carved turn is a pencil line track that is basically what your side cut radius of your board is. And it is such an attractive sensation. And once you get making carved turns and linking them together, that's when you fully become addicted to snowboarding. Can't wait to get out there again. And you'll watch it every single one of my videos then. I'll make more YouTube ad revenue, and you'll hit that tip jar. So that's why I want you to make a tip. But it is the funnest type of thing, and it will help every aspect of riding. So Gary, I've been working with my girlfriend on carved turns, and most of them she's still kicking out the back foot a bit. That's why she doesn't actually want to be in my videos usually. But she made one awesome one. I took a picture of it. Boom. But yeah, but it's not. That's not like most of her turns look. So I'd love you to give us tips for making your first carved turn.
Right on. Well, I'll be happy to accommodate for sure on that front. I would say I would highly agree in the sense that the carve is one of the simple pleasures of riding that probably 80 to 90% of general public snowboarders kind of miss out on, just kind of sliding around on the blues and things like that. But as you do start to get a sense for really using what we call the side cut of your edge and locking in and just letting your snowboard turn a little bit more so than making it, it is a real pleasure and a real joy and a truly unique sensation for sure. So yeah, I would love to highlight some key elements of that and how to progress into that from your sliding or skidding turns and then start to ease into the true carve. So with that, I would honestly just start out here on the side of the hill, just from even just the stopped position. I've got a little bit of a platform, a little bit of a shelf centered underneath my snowboard in this nice soft chalky snow. And I can use my ankles, use my knees, and feel that ability to tilt the board up onto the edge and get a little bit more of that angle or bring it back closer to my flat base. And the key with the carve for us right now with a basic carve is going to be allowing both of our legs and our ankles in particular to work together, to work in unison. For those sliding turns, typically what's happening is the legs are working a little bit differently, with some slightly different movements, and usually they're kind of flattening out the tail of the board, causing that slide or that skid through the turn. So what I want to illustrate just with the old heel slip here, heel side slip, okay, we're going to use that and start to progress that into an edge set, and then a traverse across the hill, and then a nice uphill arc, and then start to progress that into toe side as well, and start to link them up from there. Terrain selection is a really key element with this, and making sure that you're not on something too steep, because as you start to build more force, more speed through the turn, your tendency to slide and skid that is going to come out. So staying on these mellower green runs is going to work in your favor for this.
Love it. Let's.
So we just wanted to highlight the difference between a pure tilt in which my legs are working more in unison, and then more of a torsional flex effect to the snowboard, in which my legs are getting some different action in each leg, right? If I work them in unison, the board tilts up onto that heel side edge, okay? If I cause my lead leg to get a little longer, more bend in my rear leg, you can see the tail of the board flattening out. If I did that so much, it would cause the tail to start to drift down the hill, okay? And slide. We can use that to our advantage when we want to slide the turns, okay? But progressing this from our basic heel side slip, right? Down the run, finding that position over the edge. We're sliding. And if I can work the legs in unison, I can set the edge. So starting to feel that slip and then the grip. And noticing which parts of your body help you to create that edge, that platform. Right? So I got my slip. There's my grip. I'm using primarily my ankles. My knees are bent. I'm bringing my hips over that edge that I'm sliding on and trying to create the platform underneath. So all of those body parts working in unison with a bit of a blend and a little bit of a bend to create that desired result. Get that platform underneath. I could do the same thing on my toe job. Feel that slip. subtle movement in the ankles, allowing me to set that toe side edge, right? So once we're feeling that distinction between the slip or the slide and the grip and the body parts we're using to set that up, now we can use that gripping sensation and try to allow the board to track more across the hill. For our heel slip, we're at the mercy of gravity. We don't always want to go down the hill in the way that gravity is pulling us. Sometimes we want to work across. There might be something fun over there, right? Some trees, or maybe the park's over that way, or the pipe, right? So let's see if we can create that grip under the edge and allow that side cut to create a platform that will carry us across the hill. I can look back at my line and see what kind of a line I'm chalking through the snow. Once you're across on the other side, you can start to look back toward the opposite side you just came from. Give it a little look uphill. Let's see if we can set that toe side now. Okay? Just kind of bending over that toe side edge.
So definitely worth looking at here. You see our track cutting across, and you know, that's not much of a carve, but it's the board tilted on edge, leaving a track rather than this big skidded mark. But yeah, so what's after you're traversing back and forth, and just you got to slow it down to start working on this. If you're going too fast, it'll just bust into a skid every time. How about would next then be a J turn, or is there more stuff before that?
Evolve that and just start to give it some more shape. This doesn't really have a lot of shape to it. Really functional in a lot of different settings. We can use that traverse to carry ourselves across, say, a cat track and carry some more speed in a setting like that. So lots of options where we can use that traverse coming across. But now, if we can start to really tune into those body parts that we're using to set that edge, if we create a little bit more action in, say, the ankles, the knees, and drop in the hips a little further over that working edge, we can start to create some more shape with this and truly start to have a little bit more of that carving sensation. So we're gonna add a little more shape to this now from that traverse, starting to give it an uphill arc, okay? And remembering that I'm using my ankles, my knees, and dropping the hips over that edge to achieve that. I wanna show you really quickly that action in the ankles. And you'll notice, you'll see me do this as I roll across the hill on that heel side to get that arc. The toe side, it's gonna be this kind of a move. Cool. Let's check out the heel.
We're gonna be waiting for people to pass because we're gonna be cutting across. Here you can see that nice clean line, and like you said, shaping it actually tilted it more, and then it made this cut up the hill. All right, to start with, just so slow and mellow, just like that. And then after you get used to that sensation and feeling of tilting the board and digging it into the snow, we can up the speeds a little bit, and it can look like this. Look at this truck. All right, so other than slowing it down, really like you were doing, you said pointing across the run, moving across the run on purpose. Any other last things?
Yeah, I would say trying to maintain that visual focus on an object across the run if you can, and then also starting to build more of a sensation of actually pressing your edge into the hill, into the mountain. Will help you out with locking it in.
I like that. So yeah, that's for you. If you're never making carve turns yet, try these kind of techniques, just slowing it down, figuring out how to press your edge into the snow. I like that a lot. Cutting into the mountain rather than just skidding the mountain. So yeah, thank you for these tips, Gary. if you're interested in a lesson with Gary, he does them over at Copper. I'll put info in the description, and you can maybe get a private lesson with him over there. Yeah, thank you again. We are going to shoot another tutorial right now. So yeah, thanks for watching. Happy shredding, happy carving. I really hope you get the sensation, the feeling of it. You'll become addicted and fall in love with snowboarding. So thanks again, and kapla!